Hey everybody, it's Sunday. Did you hear that too? I said it's Sunday. Oh, yeah, right. Trademark. You may have noticed that in a lot of the advertising today, when they're trying to get you to buy snacks or drinks or TVs, they never actually refer to the event that's happening. They always just call it the big game. That's because the NFL holds the trademark on the actual name of the event, and they are very strict about who they allow to use it. But a lot of people get confused as to what a trademark actually is. A trademark is something that is registered to officially be used to market a product or service. That can be a logo, a symbol, a slogan, or even just a word. But it should not be confused with copyright. Copyright is the legal protection over the creative idea that was used to make something. Under current U.S. law, copyrights last for 95 years, and although they can be sold or transferred, nothing has to be done to maintain them. They just keep going on. Trademarks, on the other hand, are kind of a use it or lose it sort of thing. If a trademark isn't used for long enough, then it expires and somebody else can snap it up. My favorite example of this in action is the original Captain Marvel. Originally published by Fawcett Comics in the 1940s, Captain Marvel was retired after a series of lawsuits from DC Comics, who said that he was too close to their Superman copyright. A few years after that, the company that used to be known as Timely Comics changed their name to Marvel Comics. And when Stan Lee realized that the Captain Marvel trademark had expired, he created a brand new character in order to snap it up. Looks just like Brie Larson, doesn't he? Later, DC wound up absorbing the Fawcett Comics characters, including the original Captain Marvel. And although they could still call him Captain Marvel in the story, they no longer owned the trademark. Marvel had it. So ever since then, whenever the character is the star of a movie, a TV show, or a comic book, they identify the title not by his name, but by the magic word he uses to transform: Shazam. Him and Gomer Pyle both. Now, there are certain words that can't be trademarked just because they're considered too common. That's why when you buy toys, sometimes you might notice that they're labeled as Marvel's Falcon or Marvel's Vision, because the words Falcon and Vision are too common to be trademarked. Also the reason there's no superhero just called the Librarian. Then there's characters like Thor and Hercules. They're based on characters from existing real-world mythologies, and therefore they can't be copyrighted or trademarked. However, Marvel can and does protect their version of the character. Which is why when you make your $39 budget fan film, you need to make sure that your Thor has red hair instead of blonde. Every year, certain characters go into the public domain when the copyright on their original stories expires, like, for example, the earliest versions of Mickey Mouse or Popeye the Sailor Man. But even though those characters are no longer under copyright, their names are still trademarked. Which is why if you can make a slasher movie using Popeye as the villain, if you're the kind of lazy hack filmmaker who does that sort of thing, but you can't use his name in the title. Tarzan and John Carter of Mars are both public domain characters today. You have every legal right to make a Tarzan movie if you want to. However, you cannot use the word Tarzan or the phrase Lord of the Apes in the marketing because those are still trademarked by the estate of Edgar Rice Burroughs. And if you own a restaurant, you can ask everybody to go out and buy your pizza for the big game. But don't you dare say or you'll be taken out faster than any defensive lineman who looks in the general direction of Patrick Mahomes.
Go Chiefs!
Yeah, whatever.